I'm going to read from the Cloud author. Hmm. Some, I'm reading from Anonymous. uh, and this bookmarker says Book Thug Nation, a wide variety quality use books, specializing in literary fiction, both classical and contemporary. Literary. They're literary. But this is the Book of Privy Counselling by the author of The Cloud of Unknowing. Chapter 1. See, some people think that only people enlightened have to be from India, which I think that this proves that you can be English. Chapter 1. When you come to be by yourself, do not think in advance what you are going to do next, but put aside good thoughts as much as evil thoughts. And do not pray aloud unless you particularly wish to do so, and then, if you do say anything, do not consider how much or how little it may be, and do not worry what it is or what it signifies, whether it is a prayer, whether it is a psalm, a hymn, or an antiphon, or any other kind of prayer, with a general or special intention, be it inward, mental prayer composed in thought, or outward vocal prayer uttered in words. And see that nothing remains in your active consciousness but naked purpose reaching out to God, not cloaked in any specific thought of God in himself, what he is in his own nature, or in any of his works, but only that he is as he is. Let him be so, I pray you, and do not make him anything else. Pry now further into him with the intellectual cleverness. Let that belief be your foundation. You must think and feel this naked purpose, freely fixed and rooted in sure belief to be nothing but a naked thought and a blind awareness of your own existence. As if you said inwardly to God in your mind, quote, "The fact that I exist, Lord, I offer to you with no concern for any attribute of your being except simply that you are as you are, nothing beyond that. Let the simple darkness be the mirror in which you see yourself and your whole consciousness. Think no further of yourself than I am telling you to do of your God, so that in this way you may be one with him in spirit without division or dissipation of consciousness. For he is your being, and you are what you are in him, not only as your cause and your being, but because he dwells in you as your cause and being. And so in this work of contemplation, think of God as you do of yourself, and of yourself as you do of God, that he is as he is, and you are as you are, so that your thoughts are not dispersed or divided, but united in him who is all, always accepting this difference between you and him, that he is your being and you are not his. For though it is true that all things are in him as their cause and being, and that he is in all things as their cause and being, yet he alone is his own cause and his own being. For as nothing may exist without him, so he may not exist without himself. He is being both to himself and to do all things. And that alone separates him from all things, and he is being both to himself and to all things, and the fact that all things have their being in him, and that he is being to all things, means that he is one in all things, and all things are in him. So your thoughts and feelings must be united in him in grace, without separation, with all curious prying into the unfamiliar attributes of your obscure being, or of his pushed far back, so that your thought may be naked, and your awareness undefiled, and when touched by grace, you, naked as you are, may be secretly sustained in your awareness simply by him as he is. blindly and in part, which is all that may be in this present life, so that your longing desire may never slacken. Look up lightly then and say to your Lord, either in words or in the purpose of your heart, the fact that I exist, Lord, I offer to you, for it is yourself. I think nakedly, plainly, and simply that you are as you are, without any kind of ingenuity. It takes no great skill to think this, it seems to me, even if it were asked of the most ignorant man or woman living in this world on the most ordinary level of natural intelligence. And so at times I quietly marvel, smiling ruefully, when I hear it said by some people, not simple, uneducated men and women, I mean, but scholars and those of great learning, that what I write to you and others is so difficult and so profound, so abstruse and so ingenious, that it can scarcely be understood by the subtlest scholar or man or woman of intellect alive. So they say, but to these people I must answer that it is greatly to be regretted, and in a manner for merciful scorn and bitter reproof on the part of God and those who love him, that nowadays, not just a few people, but nearly all in general, except perhaps for one or two in a district among those specially chosen by God, are so blinded by the ingenuous cleverness of their learning and natural gifts that they can no more obtain a genuine understanding and truth of spirit of this easy work of contemplation, by which the soul of the simplest uneducated man or woman is united to God in loving humility and perfect charity, than a young child learning his alphabet can understand the knowledge of the greatest university scholar. Indeed, their blindness and cleverness means that they understand it less. And on account of this blindness, they mistakenly call such simple teaching ingenuity of wit, when if rightly regarded, it would just be found a simple and easy lesson for a person with no education. Someone who cannot think and feel that he is, not what he is, but that he is, I consider excessively ignorant and simple, for it is manifestly given to the most ignorant cow, or the beast most lacking in reason, supposing that could be said, as it cannot that one was more ignorant or irrational than another, to be aware of his own existence, much more than it is given to human beings who are uniquely endowed with reason above all other beasts to think and feel their own existence. Maybe that's enough. Chapter 1. But I like actually chapter 2, 3, and 4. You could read more, but that was quite concentrated. We read it's not the Cloud of Unknowing. It's actually the book of Privy Counselling, attributed also. The edition is 3 works attributed to the same author, thought to be a priest and Carthusian monk. He's also thought to have written this, The Mystical Theology of St. Denis, the Book of Privy Counselling, and an Epistle on Prayer, as well as the Cloud of Unknowing. The Cloud of Unknowing is a unique enigmatic masterpiece of medieval English mysticism. English. In the Penquin Classics of the Cloud of Not Knowing Anything. This is how not to know anything. So it's sort of like unlearning. We're reading the Cloud author. actually the translator, A.C. Spearing, translator.